Another week, another Cardiff Devils signing announcement, and another interview with player coach Andrew Lord. And Andrew, introducing Chris Jones back into the roster, and must be great just to tie up a good, honest role player like that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's again another character guy. Fits right in with the group. Nice to see a guy, a young Brit come through the ranks here, and the way he's improved the last couple seasons has been tremendous. His work rate, the time he spends before and after practice in the weight room, he's really come leaps and bounds since 2 seasons ago. And yeah, it's great. He has unbelievable speed. He was involved in the penalty kill a bit this year as well, and we're definitely thrilled to have him back.
Now, you always tell me in our post-game interviews that you have to earn your ice time in Cardiff, and I guess he's the example of that. The time on the penalty kill that you mentioned there, being defensively responsible, he's earned his opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys like him and Luke Piggott this past season, what can you say? They never complain, they never whine about the lack of ice time, and when the opportunity comes, they jump right in there and they do everything they can to help us win. And I think Jonesy provided some very solid minutes this year, and again, you've seen it if you were able to watch practice every day. You could see his development over the last 2 seasons into games now as well, and I think it's very exciting. I think the other big thing, moving over to the big ice, the way Jonesy can skate will be a big asset for us.
Now, you talk about opportunities. I remember one of the most impressive performances from Chris Jones was the successful Challenge Cup final day in Sheffield, when Matt Myers went down injured in the 3rd period, and you were able to slot Chris Jones into that role, and just didn't let the side down, and just continues to grow. And he's someone you can play up and down the lineup. He will play any role, and he's just going to do his part for the team.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting the nail on the head for sure. Would love to get him more ice time, especially this past season. Absolutely, it's hard, especially when you have so many imports now. It is hard to find ice, and I think the one other, maybe not an issue, but thing that hurts younger players' development is the fact that the regular season is such a big trophy here. Back home in North America, early on in the season, you do give your younger guys, the guys that are maybe lower in the lineup, so to speak, more of an opportunity to play. Here, it's almost as if Game 7s happen from the start of September. That being said, yeah, every time he's jumped in, had an opportunity, I think he's done great for us, and I'm really looking forward to continue working with him, and I know he's excited to get better this summer and be ready to go for next year.
Do you think it's important for a fan base, particularly with Cardiff being the only Welsh club, to have someone they can identify as their own almost, someone who's come through the junior system? It gives the fans something to root for almost, that could be me.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I mentioned last week, I'm a very prideful person, and now that I've been 3 years in Wales and it's kind of my home away from home, I completely agree. I think also just from someone that's from here, a local-born talent, at the end of the day, they're going to just take great pride in the organization and what we're trying to do here, and what we believe in. And Chris Jones is just a testament in all those areas.
Now, just talking off camera, it's another Cardiff Devils signing announcement today, but the league as a whole seems to be busy a lot earlier than normal, seemingly, and a lot of movement around the league. We were talking about Danny Stewart in Coventry, and of course the big news that Liam Stewart's going to be playing in there. Sheffield have brought back a lot of their championship-winning team and look to be loading up. Belfast are going for consistency as well. What's your take of what's going on around the league at the moment?
It's intense. Yeah, I think it's great. It's unbelievable. Just even from the calls, getting from players, from agents, this time of year, the caliber of player that wants to come to this league now is a testament for sure. It's exciting. It's a challenge, but it's really fun, and I think all the teams are pushing in the right direction. And this last season was competitive enough. I think it'll be even more so next year. And yeah, you look around the league, every team's doing stuff. They're all working extremely hard, and I think the level of the coach overall has gotten a lot better and improved the last couple of years as well. And I think that kind of spurs the development on as well. And yeah, it's fun kind of going to battle here in the off season.
So Ryan Finnerty mentioned that the other day. You've noticed in your short time as a coach that the caliber of maybe resumes you get across your desk has improved with the university deals, the standard of the league. There are more players of a high caliber now wanting to come into the elite league.
Yeah, It's a combination. I think the fact that teams treat their players really well here, bills are paid and players are paid their wages and whatnot. Where other places in Europe, I've experienced it myself. You don't always get your money. That's a huge thing. I think the English language, but while you're still getting the overseas experience, is huge. The fact that girlfriends and wives, Canadian girlfriends and wives are able to get a working visa fairly easy. That's a huge one as well. I think the culture is very similar to back home in Canada. Yeah, there's a number of reasons. The exchange rate obviously is helpful as well, and I think it's just built momentum the last couple seasons. And I honestly think in the next 3 to 5 years, it's really going to be a whole different standard.
Now, the other big news in British ice hockey this week was GB playing a home tournament next year in Belfast. And as a proud Canadian, as we touched upon last week, I remember the Olympics '88 in Calgary and, of course, Vancouver in 2010, and the whole Canadian country sort of coming around their team for those events. On a smaller scale, how important do you think it is that GB get to host their own tournament in the beautiful facility out there in Belfast?
I think it's huge. I think it's absolutely huge. I know Belfast will do a great job. I think that's the first time I've ever rooted for anything for that organization. But no, I was really, really happy to see them get it. I think it'll be great. I think there's going to be a huge turnout. They're going to sell that building out, no question. And hopefully it just gets the guys that little extra boost to get them over the hump, because you got to feel for them. They've really put a ton of work in. I'm really proud. We're really proud of our guys here and also the other Brits around the league. And you can see the development of the program the last 2 years, and they're so close to moving on, and I really think they'll do it this year.
And just finally, mentioning no names, but there's a lot of players still around the Devils locker room at the moment, and it really does seem that the building has started already for next season, that everybody is so focused on maybe finishing that unfinished opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the work happens now, for sure. You can't just roll into the season and expect to do much. Again, like we touched on, the caliber of the player, the intensity from all coaches and all teams around the league has been increased. And we have a great group of guys here that are willing to put in that work, and right now they're doing that. And yeah, I'm excited to get going.
Andrew, as ever, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks a lot.